that ladder we got from Mount Dora. Chickens love it. They've been climbing up on it. Not sure if they'll roost out there. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll go inside. But they're liking that. Let's see if I can get in here. I can see a little bit better. So yeah, I just cut it in half. 45s. Put a hinge on it. And yeah, there you go. They're getting big. Well, I think today's the day where I'm going to sit down and try and organize the shop a little bit more. Get rid of some of the extra pieces I've collected. Over time, I'd collected, 2 or 3 of something, knowing that I liked the one, but then finding something that was better. So whether it's cabinets or chairs or other things, carts, I got to start going through a lot of that. I'm running out of room for just walking. I mean, there's plenty of space in the shop, but I'd like more white space, if you will. So I'm going to work on that today. The wanderers, so you got to follow them and hope you see them.
Looking for a guy on a stolen speeder bike. Might have a Metroid with him. Seen anything?
Sadly not. I'll let you know if I do, though.
Might be in a cantina. Here's a tip. Don't provoke them.
I won't.
Excellent.
So today, one of the things we're going to try and do is get this cart or shelf, stand, whatever, over under the gantry. But first, I need to raise this drill press up in the air high enough that I can get this cart that I picked up from Gas Connection or Property Control. Very sturdy stainless steel kind of wheeled thing. But I've been trying to figure out what to do with this drill press. It's too tall to put on a standard bench height, and putting it here is too low to use from the floor. So we're going to gantry it up and then set it down. It'll be fun. Well, the installers just left. So the Challenger lift is up. It's a VLE 10. It'll lift about 10,000 pounds. They ran it up. It's working on 110. So now I got to go up there and get my whip, get that run down and put the plug in and wire that all up. I also, I guess, realized I got to move that light. It's doing a really good job of lighting the inside of that column, which is not where I need light. So I'm probably going to move it down over this way a little bit and park it there. That way I'll get light to my desk, which is there. And yeah, should be fun. So they tell me I just got to hook up those guys. There is a switch. So this cord here goes up to that limit switch. So if something pushes up on that, it opens the circuit. So I just got to put that in line to one of these. And I have my cord cut. Where did I put it? Oh, I set it over there somewhere. But yeah, that'll be all good. We'll get this going. Well, there it is. Final wire sticker on it. Whole 9 yards. I did realize my scaffold does not roll underneath the circuit that breaks the height limit. So the bar way up across here, it doesn't quite go under that. It will if you push it, but it rubs against the foam. Anyway, the good news is that I've got the lift in, that it's working, and that I can now start putting cars up in the air and whatnot. And the installer gave me a tip on making, they call it a turf lift, so that I could maybe put the ATV up in the air. Maybe a little bit easier, but I don't know how important that is. Most of the stuff I do on it, I can use just a floor jack. The truck, that's another story. I need to change the oil, and a friend is going to get some work done on his Jeep, so that'll be over here shortly.
See Josh in the back. Thank you. 1, 2, nice! Here we go. We can
Chickens! Ah! you let the chickens out? Because you were right next to right where behind where they got let out. Did you do that? Okay, well, I know the owl. That's what I'm saying.
Do you want to take
Yeah, Trisket, there's an owl coming.
a predator?
Yeah, a bird of prey. You have so much to live for. Here you go, little guy. If you want to talk about the owl, I'm going to talk to Trisket about the circle of life, okay? And we are going to talk about why that is more of a story and not a demonstration, okay?
Right there is Ollie. Ollie is a milky eagle owl. Like I said, flies right over your heads. And let me tell you, if you duck, he just flies low. So be ready for that. And Ollie's going to make another flight all the way across the theater. So once again, have those phones and cameras out. There's another flight right there. Prey that could be mice, rodents, rats, lizards, anything like that, they can grab it. And look at these eyes, these gigantic eyes on this owl. They use it to take in starlight, moonlight, light up their entire environment. They can basically use those like flashlights to see through that nighttime sky. But there goes Ollie, the milky eagle owl. And they wanted to take action. So they started doing a lot of things like cleaning up the waterways where bald eagles fish, and reducing the use of the chemical pesticide, DDT, which was the #1 cause for their decline.
Yeah, the best part of that story is it was normal people like all of us that brought this species back from the brink of extinction.
That's exactly right. People like all of you here helped out the bald eagle so much, their numbers skyrocketed. All the way to the point that the bald eagle was officially taken off the endangered species list.
I got a new handle with the camera mount and lock installed. Yeah, all I'm going to say about that. Don't want to talk about it. Thanks. So I thought I might try and move the shed. Got to clear all this stuff out of here. I got shelving and bag of concrete and stuff. So there's these anchors down here. There's one there. Another one at each corner, but there's one down here I got to get the screw out of. But somehow it got stuffed way up in there, so I'll work on that. We'll get her lifted. Karen's helping me. We've got some pipe, some chain on the... Actually, it turns out it's got runners that run the length of it, so it was actually designed to be pulled around like this. So we got it moved a little bit off of its old foundation. See those runners just either side of the door, big 4x6s. We disturbed a family of frogs. We'll get over it. They'll get a new home. So we'll get this thing moved a little bit further, right, honey?
Hi, yeah.
And get her done. I got to rig a chain up on this side and drag it because we're getting a little close to the shop. So we'll drag it that way and get her done. It's gonna be tight anyway. All right, let's have a look and see. Oh, you got a little crooked. Look and see where it is in relation to everything else. I need to get a pipe under there so I can slide it. Looks like we're close on that side. Shoot, I got to take a long hike around here. About ran out of space to back up here. It's supposed to be about where the front tires of the tractor are, where the back should be. So we look pretty well lined up on this side. Let's see. Oh, we're up on those boards. Okay. Zoom out a little bit more. There we go. It's a little crooked, but I think once I get it spun, it should be pretty close to where it's going to be. So this will be in the back, behind the shop, just kind of a place to store all the junk. But let's see. I think from here, I need to just go back a little bit and spin the back that way. I think it's about where I want it. The pad was mostly level. I don't know where it dug in and such. I'll have to see, maybe lift it up, stuff some dirt under there or something. But go grab a level now and see how close it is. Can't be any worse than the shop. Left to right, it's not bad. And front to back, it's not bad. Don't know if it's worth the time for a shed to level it anymore. But there we have it. We now have the shed. So looking out the doors, you've got the shop straight behind. So now this is where I'll park the stuff that I just don't really know what else to do with. But let me see if I want it really right here, and then we'll start loading it up with shelves. So that's where it's at. And of course, I think I mentioned we invaded a frog's house. But they'll find another spot. They'll probably locate the shed or find the shed and make their new home there. But now we'll have a little bit more open space. I got to find a new home for those drums, some of the other stuff. But I think that will make it look a little bit more residential instead of rural, if I can get all that done. And then I've got the tin over there that I want to reface the well pump house with. So most of the stuff out here all goes back into that shed. We'll have a clean space. Well, made some progress yesterday with Karen getting this front area cleaned up. Got a little bit of miscellaneous stuff left here, and Thor are off in the distance exploring. Got to get shelf tops back, barrels stowed, things decided to get rid of, and so forth. Almost there. But let's take a look at the shed. Karen put together the shelves in the shed yesterday and did a pretty good job. There's a couple things we got to do to tweak them. The Metro shelving is not the easiest, especially if it's recycled. Got stuck in my way here. Much as we did. You can see got a bit of an obstacle course going on in the shop now. But yeah, getting the little clips in place and so forth is not always easy. So I got to go in and get them set so that they're stable and don't move around. But now it sits right there. It should be a lot easier. Actually had to feed and water the chickens this morning, so it was nice to be able to go out and use the bins in there. I'll show you those. So we got the bins lined up for feed and bedding and so forth. And got some shelves to figure out. I think we're going to end up with garden tools in this section here. Got a lot more of that. It was just props. And then some shelving there. Going to put some lumber and metal bits in this space here, and then continue this shelving around, probably lose that high shelf, just so that we've got a little bit more control over stuff. And yeah, go from there. But the big bonus here was having a space for all the chicken feed and such, and garden tools out here. Considering when you are here and you look out, you can see the metal raised beds. So they'll be there, and then the chicken coop is just around the corner from that. See the tip of it there. The issue is right here is our drainage ditch. So this drains coming this way, then it's going to go off towards the side there. It kind of drains also up towards the shop that way. But yeah, that was kind of why the shed ended up where it is. But it is there. I got to smooth out the dirt a little bit, make sure the critters can't get underneath it. But it's pretty much set. All right, I think that's it. I managed to find a home for all the shelves. So we got feed on this side, fertilizer, garden stuff, garden here, fuel. Cart and chairs are there at the moment because I don't have a lot of wood to put there, but I do have some. It's going to get piled up in here shortly. So good progress. Still lots of room inside of here to walk around and stand. So hopefully it doesn't become a cluttered mess, which of course it's a shed. It will become a cluttered mess. But in the interim, we've got lots more choices for places to store stuff. All right, got a few more miscellaneous things like that shelf out here. You can see around the corner there, I've kind of stashed those blue barrels. So they're somewhat out of the way, getting things cleaned up. Got some of the shelving and stuff piled up there in my scrap metal pile. I'll walk you around the front and show you what's changed out there. So I graded the area where the shed was, and got it about as flat as I feel like I could care. Took some of the dirt from over there and filled in a little bit where it was low. So hopefully now we've got a good space here. It's looking a little bit cleaner. I got all this mess over here. So most of the tin, the idea for it is to go around the well. Gotta find a place for that little Rubbermaid. I took all the tools out of that. They're in the shed now. But it's getting better. Making it a little bit more presentable out here. So there's kind of where the shed was. You can see that walkway that led to it. So that's all good. Now I just got to clean up. We got block. Got to find a new place for the rotary cutter, and we got a bunch of miscellaneous wood. Some of that wooden stuff may just end up in the burn pile. I don't know. We'll see. But good progress. Already putting stuff to use. Karen got some more chick starter. I got to get it in one of these bins. Maybe that one as it's being stored. Got some rack stuff to store the lumber, so I'm going to hang those up on the wall. Then I can get all that stuff up off the floor and have a little bit more space to store some things. I don't know what I'm going to do with that long rack stuff there. It was originally retail stuff where you put that up on a wall and you hang hooks on it, put shirts or whatever on it. But I think I'm going to put those racks 6 inches off the top. I bought 2 sets, so 6 foot from top to bottom, and I can put those little shelf lever things at whatever height I need. Maybe I'll just leave enough room on the bottom for now to put those there. And there you have it. Wood shelving all stacked. I can get at some of that, and I'll make a mess of it over time and make it so I can't get at any of it, but at least I made the attempt. Be as organized as I can with this stuff, so that's all we can do. So cleaned up the approach, added a little bit more dirt to the shed here. It was a little wonky coming up. It's not perfect now, but it's better. And then since our main path would be going down this way to get to the chicken run and coop, figured I would kind of neaten this up, make it a little bit more of a gradual slope. And then our drainage river kind of would have gone through this way and that away, but there's also a path for it to go around towards that tree. We'll just have to see how well I did with drainage, but now hopefully I can even drive the farm truck or tractor around this side of the shed, and we should be able to drive it also around this side. I could probably do a little bit more to make this more gradual. Started a boneyard out here, so a lot of the stuff that was in the front yard is now kind of back in here, a little more tucked away, a little more hidden, a little more compact, hopefully more organized. We'll see. Then yeah, got a little bit more to clean up, but it's going good. Well, as usual, thanks for watching. If you get a chance, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if I did this stuff right, or if you're amazed that I could drag a shed across the the property. And as usual, stay awesome and God bless.